Bill O'Reilly here, Wednesday, September 23rd, 2020. You are listening to the O'Reilly Update. Here's what's happening today in America. Mitt Romney backs President Trump's decision to nominate a new Supreme Court justice. First presidential debate just days away. 2/3 of the public believe some cities are under siege from rioters. Walmart to deploy drones to deliver COVID tests. Americans report more nightmares during the pandemic. Also ahead, why do many Americans despise President Trump? But first, Utah Senator Mitt Romney supporting the president's decision to move ahead with his pick for the Supreme Court. Romney's decision means Republicans likely have enough votes to confirm Mr. Trump's nominee before the vote in November. White House says a candidate to replace Ruth Bader Ginsburg will be announced Saturday afternoon, but I expect it to leak before that. First debate between Joe Biden and Donald Trump now 6 days away. Moderator Chris Wallace releasing the topics for the event, including both men's public records, the Supreme Court, COVID, the economy, race relations. The debate is scheduled to last 90 minutes, but I don't know why they released the topics. The candidates should just get up there and Wallace asks them what Wallace wants to ask. New poll from USA Today shows 64% of Americans believe our cities are under siege from anti-police protesters. That number includes 48% of registered Democrats, 83% of Republicans. More than 25,000 people have been arrested at demonstrations nationwide since June. 600 police officers have been injured. Walmart announcing its plan to use aerial drones to deliver COVID tests. The new system will drop the kits at a person's home, wait 30 minutes for the patient to use a nasal swab, then fly the samples back to a lab for testing. Trials are currently underway in Las Vegas and upstate New York. New sleep study says Americans are having more nightmares during the pandemic. The average U.S. adult now has 3 bad dreams each month, up 33% compared to last year. Our biggest bedtime phobia includes COVID and financial stress. Doctors also blame America's restless nights on personal devices. 80% of us snooze within arm's reach of our phones. In a moment, President Trump and the popularity factor. Right back with that. How bad is your back, knee, or neck pain? Mine was pretty bad. I played 4 sports when I was younger, and it's catching up with me now. I tried a lot of stuff to manage the pain. Ointments, pain relievers, fish oil, nothing worked. So a doctor friend of mine recommended Omega XL, and here's why. The underlying cause of painful, achy joints and muscles is inflammation. The key to knock down inflammation before it causes damage is backed by 35 years of research, and that's what Omega XL does. The doctor also says, quote, I can't write any prescription that comes close to what Omega XL accomplishes. She was right. So if you're suffering with painful, achy joints and muscles, stop wasting money and switch to Omega XL. Order Omega XL now and get a second bottle free. Visit omegaxl.com/bill, omegaxl.com/bill, or you can call 800-844-4888, 800-844-4888. Time now for the O'Reilly Update message of the day. 41 days until the presidential election. Right now, the polls mean little. But after the first debate next week, the polls will become a little bit more significant. It is true that Mr. Trump is running primarily against Mr. Trump. The Biden campaign believes that. They are keeping the former vice president away from the press, and he doesn't do many public events because the Biden campaign believes this is a referendum, a yes or no, on President Trump. Mr. Trump's record is good on the economy. I think that's fair to say. Job creation was robust before the pandemic, and he did contain the jihad. ISIS is not nearly as powerful as it was under President Obama. All of that is true. In the daily Rasmussen tracking poll, and Rasmussen was accurate in 2016. President Trump's job approval rating is 50%, 49% disapprove. There you go, split down the middle. But it is Donald Trump's bombastic personality that may be his undoing. According to a poll, a Morning Consult poll, 48% of Americans have a very unfavorable view of Donald Trump. 40% somewhat unfavorable. But again, it's a split because about half the country, maybe 45%, likes the president's feisty style. Now, the polls are suspect, as I mentioned, because most of them are run by operations that despise President Trump. So they push it by asking more Democrats the question than Republicans. I have documented that time and time again on my television broadcast found on BillO'Reilly.com. But there's no doubt the Prez is a controversial guy, and I write about that extensively in my history book on him, The United States of Trump, because I have known Donald Trump for more than 30 years. He is bombastic, confrontational, imprecise in his language, contradictory at times. All of that is true. And Donald Trump would admit it in private, of course, never in public. The president is more unpopular with American women than men. In fact, he will carry the male vote in November, I predict. But women, they're a little bit skeptical of Donald Trump. All the surveys show that. However, there's no question that the president has been treated unfairly by the media. There may be a backlash because most fair-minded folks know the press hates him, distorts what he says, and is generally dedicated to getting him out of office. I mean, if you just step back and analyze what happened in the Russian collusion thing and the impeachment, it's outrageous. It has never happened before in America. So, as we approach Election Day on November 3rd, it is all about Donald Trump. His record, as I said, is pretty strong economically. His personality is dubious. So you, the American voter, are going to have to make a difficult decision. I'm Bill O'Reilly, and I approve that message by writing it. Disagree? I want to hear from you. Bill@BillO'Reilly.com. Bill@BillO'Reilly.com. And please consider my new bestseller, Killing Crazy Horse. You will like it. In a moment, something you might not know. As you may know, more than 44 million Americans have lost their jobs. The Fed just warned the recession may get worse. So I recommend you consider gold and silver. And the only company I recommend is American Hartford Gold Group. I trust them. I've done business with them. I recommend them. They sell physical gold and silver delivered right to your door or inside your IRA. And they make it easy. So please call them right now. And make sure you tell them that Bill sent you. And they will give you, ready? $1,500 of free silver on your first order. Since I've been recommending American Hartford Gold Group, gold is up more than 30%. So don't wait. Call 877-444-GOLD, 877-444-GOLD, or text GOLD to 65532. Again, that's 877-444-GOLD, or text GOLD to 65532. Now, the O'Reilly Update brings you something you might not know. Since the death of George Floyd in Minneapolis, more than 24 American cities have voted to defund the police, including New York, Los Angeles, Chicago, the nation's 3 largest. While activists demand local governments pursue social justice, attacks against police officers are at an all-time high. 2 detectives ambushed in L.A. while sitting in their patrol car. A pair of police officers in New Jersey shot inside their home. Similar incidents have occurred in Arizona, Texas, and Oregon. In total, 300 members of the NYPD, 150 officers in Chicago, 100 cops in Portland, Oregon, have been injured in the last 4 months. According to the FBI, 48 members of law enforcement were murdered last year. 45 male, 3 female, 40 were white, 7 black, 1 Asian. Now, the vast majority of these incidents occurred in the southern part of the USA, mostly in rural communities. But those stats are changing this year. Acts of violence against police are now occurring in major cities like Atlanta, Portland, New York, and LA. Shootings in the Big Apple, for example, up 177%. Burglaries up triple digits. Homicides in Chicago up 50%. 560 people have been killed in the Windy City since January. Attacks against law enforcement in both towns increasing 20% since June. Approximately 40 police officers have been murdered in the line of duty so far this year, a 28% jump in deaths compared to the same period last year. And here's something else you might not know. Some towns are now second-guessing decisions to defund police departments. The Minneapolis City Council, which previously called a cop-free society a, quote, blueprint for a future utopia, recently held a town hall meeting. Angry Twin City residents grilled the politicians about a recent surge in violent crime on the streets. The council's response? Hey, it's a police matter. Where are they? Back after this. There are thousands of animals abandoned in the wilderness that need our help. I partnered up with Delta Rescue, the largest no-kill care-for-life animal sanctuary in the world. Founded by actor Leo Grillo, who left Hollywood to devote his life to saving abandoned animals, Delta Animal Sanctuary is a one-of-a-kind rescue. They are staffed by trained attendants who look after each animal, providing them with water, treats, toys, and affection. Please support Delta Rescue and put your legacy to work. Each life-saving gift helps Delta fulfill their mandate to rescue and care for animals. So please request a free estate planning package at deltarescue.org/bill. For a limited time, you can watch The Rescuer. It's free only at deltarescue.org/bill. The Rescuer is an award-winning documentary about Grillo's 2-year rescue of a family of 21 dogs abandoned in the wilderness. deltarescue.org/bill. Thank you for listening to the O'Reilly Update. I am Bill O'Reilly. No spin, just facts, and always looking out for you.